What's going on, everybody, at the Rush Hour Sports Network? It's yours truly, Jay Smooth here, and I'm going to give you the rundown for all the games that went down throughout Thanksgiving as well as throughout the weekend. So let's go ahead and start off on Thanksgiving, actually. The Bears beating the Lions 16-14. The Bears came out and, they played the type of ball they needed to in order to win, but this really felt like the last gasp for the Detroit Lions. I don't believe they're going to win anything now that they lost this game. It certainly seems like they're not going to win anything. 0-10-1 is as bad as it gets, and honestly, it's not going to get any better. At least it feels that way for the Detroit Lions. As for Chicago, they needed that win, but now it's all about momentum. It's all about momentum. Raiders beat the Cowboys 36-33. The Raiders ended up holding on to a 3-point lead at the end of the game. It was pretty much very close back and forth, but the Raiders ultimately controlled it and ultimately got the win. It was big considering the Cowboys had their weapons and the Raiders were shorthanded. Certainly not the type of game the Dallas Cowboys needed to have. They certainly need to make sure that they are on top of their game because Washington is slowly gaining momentum on them. Just slowly gaining momentum. The Bills beat on the Saints 31-6. The Bills pretty much skull-dragged the Saints on this one. This one was not close at all. And, honestly, hey, full-on beatdown right here. Bills pretty much dominated from quarter to quarter, and the Saints had no response. Taysom Hill is essentially Tim Tebow 2.0. He can run, but he can't throw. It's pretty much at that point right now. He has no real shot of making it at the next level. The Buccaneers beat the Colts 38-31 in the first Sunday game. The Buccaneers, they did not make this win easy. The Colts were really putting up a fight in this one, but in the end, Tom Brady and the offense was able to pull away at the very end of the game. The Jets beat the Texans 21-14 in a terrible tank bowl, just as bad as you would expect. Giants beat the Eagles 13-7 in a nice NFC clash. I would say that the Eagles losing this is pretty bad for their season because at this point the Giants were already out of it, and the Eagles winning it doesn't really bode well for their playoff chances. So they definitely gotta get up on it. The Panthers and Dolphins. Dolphins beat the Panthers 33-10. Dolphins are essentially they're 5-7 now, and they're headed in the right direction. They need to keep getting some wins though. That's the thing. They got to keep on getting wins. As for the Panthers, it feels like their season's pretty much done. The whole Cam Newton being back was nice for about a week. And then, of course, they lost to Washington, and now they lose to the Dolphins. It just doesn't spell well for their future. The Patriots beat up on the Titans 36-13. Patriots pretty much skull-dragging them, looking dominant. They're improving to 8-4. And as for the Titans, they're 8-4, but they're falling in the wrong direction because without Derrick Henry, that team's not going to go anywhere when it comes to the postseason or even the regular season. The Steelers got beaten down by the Bengals 41-10. This feels like the dagger in the heart of the Steelers. Even though they have a rivalry game and the Ravens coming up, it feels like this pretty much is the end of their season. And actually the news came out that Big Ben has officially announced this will be his last season. So considering how the seasons went, I don't blame him. Falcons, of course, beat up on the Jaguars 21-14. Terrible tank bowl. Falcons are playing for their future, and the Jaguars are pretty much tanking for theirs as well. Chargers drop another game, this time to the Broncos 28-13. This is bad considering it's within the conference, and the thing about the Chargers is, the Chargers, they were looking good earlier in the year. They were looking like a dominant team, and now they're not looking that way. It is pretty sad. The Packers beat up on the Rams 36-28. The Rams, this was essentially their test to see if that superpower team can hang with a big dog like the Packers, and they cannot. The Rams have been terrible ever since Von Miller and OBJ came over, and I gotta say, it's been a downhill slide for the Rams. They're 7-4, but let's see if they can get this together before the playoff time hits. Let's see, the 49ers beat the Vikings 34-26. The 49ers got themselves a big win here. They're now 6-5, above 500, and all of a sudden they're right back in the wild card hunt within their division. As for the Vikings, are slowly slipping. They can't afford any more losses. 5-6 is okay, but they're certainly not going to go far if they keep losing. The Ravens beat the Browns 16-10 in an ugly Sunday night game where Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions, but Baker Mayfield also turned the ball over a lot. And, of course, the Browns just didn't want to score. They didn't run. They didn't pass a whole lot. They didn't do a whole lot of that. So, it's not good for the Browns to come up short when literally 4 turnovers are put in their hands and they couldn't do anything with it. And then the Monday night game, Washington beats Seattle at home 17-15. This was a pick that I had a feeling would hit. It should have been a lot further, but the referees screwed up the game so bad. They even took away a touchdown from the Washington team. That was a legit touchdown. But even so, Washington with a big win. They are now finding themselves in playoff contention. They certainly could score a wild card if they play their cards right. So then, back on Thursday, the Cowboys beat the Saints 27-17. The Saints look awful. Taysom Hill certainly does not look ready to be at the NFL level and certainly won't be there anytime soon, that's for sure. The Dolphins are likely going to beat the Giants. Colts are going to beat the Texans. Vikings are going to beat the Lions. Eagles are going to beat the Jets. Cardinals are going to beat the Bears. Bengals are going to beat the Chargers. Falcons are going to beat the Buccaneers. Rams are going to beat the Jaguars. Excuse me. I'm going to go... I want to lean Washington, but I think the Raiders are probably going to take this one at home. The Ravens are going to beat the Steelers, of course. Steelers are done. Give me the 49ers over the Seahawks. Give me the Chiefs over the Broncos. And then give me, as the upset, give me the Patriots over the Bills. I will take the Pats over the Bills. That underdog money should be pretty damn good, man. I'm certainly looking forward to that. So make your picks accordingly, folks. Patriots, Chiefs, 49ers, Ravens, Raiders, Rams, Buccaneers, Bengals, Cardinals, Eagles, Vikings, Colts, Dolphins, and of course the Dolphins. I picked the Cowboys back on Thursday night, and I figured they would because the Saints were shorthanded, so that was pretty easy. But yeah, folks, those are my picks for the week. I hope you all enjoy the games here today. This was my quick wrap-up and quick preview of week number 13. I hope you all enjoy yourselves. I hope you all enjoy the games. Certainly a stacked lineup today. And I will see you next week for more NFL show on the Rush Hour Sports Network. And, of course, my co-host will be back with me next week. Until then, everybody, have yourselves a great day and enjoy the games.